with this being Women's History Month, I wanted to focus on women.
Okay.
What are sister locks? That's what Stylist Excel
specializes in.
Sister locks. Tell me what sister locks are.
But they're small stylable locks. They were the sister locks themselves, and the technique and the education are trademarked. So the trademark is owned by Dr. Joanne Cornwell, and she's in...
Dr. who?
Joanne Cornwell. And she's in San Diego, California. That's where the Sister Locks home office headquarters are.
Okay.
And she developed the system. She actually wrote a book called That Hair Thing. She developed the system to manage her own hair because all the options available, she wasn't happy with her hair being straight. And then if you wore your hair in an afro, it meant you were, saying something politically, and she just wanted to wear her own hair. So she experimented with different things,
right,
and arrived at this technique to create these small, stylable locks.
Right.
You're able to do anything that you would want to do as if your hair was straight, but no chemicals, with just your own hair, and the method of doing it. How the hair is sectioned, how the hair is locked, the tools that are used, and the educational material are all trademarked.
Okay, so I believe I heard something about a legal issue with sister locks. How can there be a legal issue with somebody's hair?
Yes. So what was happening, and it's still actually happening right now, is the state boards of cosmetology in the different states, they do inspections, and when they come across braid salons, they always fine them for doing hair without a license, because braiders don't usually go to school to learn what they learn. They just know from it being passed down from wherever they're from, and they're usually African braid places, or African Americans who've learned the skill through it being passed down. And so when they were being fined, there's actually an organization called the American Natural Hair Braiders Association, ANHA. And they actually are an organization that helps you fight the state board legally for those kind of fines. And so when Dr. Cornwell came up with Sister Lock, she started showing other people how to do it. It was designed as a home-based business. She also ran into the fact the state board telling her that she was doing hair without a license. But Dr. Cornwell is a professor. She was a professor of African American Studies and French at San Diego State University. And as an intellectual, she was like, that doesn't make any sense. I came up with this, and the braiders learned this from it being passed down. This cosmetology school is not teaching what we're doing.
And is that braiding?
It's not braiding either, right? We're not adding any chemicals. We're not altering the texture of the hair or the natural tendencies of the hair. We're actually working with it. And so she partnered with Anna in order to present that case to the courts, and she won. And so because of that,
because it wasn't braiding, and there was no license for what she came up with.
Right.
So after that,
she set a precedent, right? So anybody in any state who gets fined can also cite that as a reason for why they shouldn't be subject to the same the same laws as a cosmetologist. So a lot of states now have braiding licenses or natural hair licenses, but Georgia's not one of them.
You said something interesting that kind of sparked a question for me. Braiding is passed down, and it is. Does everybody in Africa, every female or in Africa, know how to braid hair?
No. No. I'm starting to learn also about just as a people, with the energies and stuff like that. People who go natural take you on some paths. Like I never considered myself as being an energetic being, and then all these crystals and being natural takes you on some kind of journey, right? So I've been fortunate to learn some things that I didn't know, and some of them, the first time I heard them, I'd be like, I'd go home and tell my husband, these natural hair people, they're just kind of weird. But then I would look it up and find out it's a real thing. So anyway, but that's what Dr. Congo was able to do, and it's helped to grow. It provides a financial means, right, for other women, because it's designed as something that you wear, but you can also take the class to learn how to do it and have it be a business.
So you go from training, I think you were still training, then you rented a booth that was probably 10 by 10.
Yes, it was literally 10 by 10. It literally was. Yes.
A one chair booth.
Yes.
And then you seem to have had a vision. Mm-hmm. You are a master trainer. Mm-hmm. How did you get there?
So the first day of class, Denise was my trainer, and when her presentation, I don't know what it was about her, but the first day of class, I wanted to be a master trainer. So I did ask her at some point during that first day whether, like, how do you become a master trainer? And I asked her that, and she said, can you get certified first? So I just knew, and I think I'm always that person. If there's a level to be reached, I want to, I want to be able to be at the top of whatever it is, right? If there's a level to be reached, I want to be there, right?
Right.
So I just knew that that's what I wanted to do. And I was quickly overwhelmed because I became certified at that time. And once you become certified, your name, as I said, goes to a different list. And everybody's always looking for the certified person because they can, vouch for their work.
Right? Yes.
Right? And so my schedule got so full so quickly, I had no idea what I was doing. My schedule was just full. And so I was working from sunup to sundown 7 days a week. My husband was like, What's
the most number of clients you've had at one
time? I believe I had like 112 clients at one time.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's like you have no life. All you're doing is working, right? And so at that point, I knew I needed some help. And so over time, I just fine-tuned, I guess, who I was looking for in order to be able to handle my clients, because I was treating my clients a certain way.
So those people that you were training, are those the ones that you said you were looking for something in them?
Yes. In order to be in my space, you needed to have a certain something that I was looking for. And usually they would show up, right? The type of person would show up, and then I would just need to vet them to see how serious they were, because some people have the thing but they're not serious, right? So by the time I got to there were like 5 really good stylists. It was a really nice experience.
How did you start getting into hair? How did you start doing hair? And please tell me your experience at Roselee and how she helped you.
I went to take the class. A friend of ours who used to do Roselee's hair, I met Roselee at her house. Her name is Amber. So she encouraged me to take the class. I hesitated for a bit because I wasn't sure if that was what I wanted to do. She encouraged me and persisted. So I went ahead and did, which I do not regret. However, I needed a mentor. So Amber had to move to Indonesia at the time, and so she said, hey, my friend Roselee she just started her salon and she's looking for somebody to help her with the surplus of clients that she's starting to get. And I feel like she'd be a great mentor for you.
After things didn't work out for my original career path, I decided to get back into hair. At that time, I had gotten Sister Locks by Bella at Roselee's. Roselee was one of the master trainers who was teaching the class that I took.
I see you up and coming and being successful, and I know that Roselee Stylist Excel is about, she wants her trainees, her students to excel. Mm-hmm. and that's what she pushes. So
Right.
do you feel that you got that from her?
Absolutely. But just being there, working alongside her, watching her interact with the clients, how she ran the business, I definitely think that that has taught me to, or given me just the baseline of where I needed to start to continue to grow and excel. So yes.